On the phone now. Evening, Emma.
Hi, Steve.
Good to talk to you. You been out enjoying the sunshine in Sherborne today?
Yeah, it's just been lovely, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just... I was saying to Angie, the girlfriend, yesterday, that it just feels like it's been so long coming.
Yeah.
And now that it's here... I certainly in Bournemouth yesterday, the beach was so full, and I'm not sure if it would have been that busy normally if it hadn't have been for the bad winter. People were going, right, the sun's out, we're going to the beach, hang it, we're down there in our swimsuits.
No, that's the really lovely thing, isn't it? Everybody's just gone for it, you know. Yeah, it's been such a hard, long winter.
Well, down to work. How are you feeling about things? How is 2013 shaping up for Honeybuns?
Interesting. It was a very, very, very hard year last year.
Yeah.
And we did well to stay still in terms of we didn't grow.
Are you saying a hard year, having got the books together in April, or were you aware of that as it was happening?
Yeah, no, that was okay. It was the recession, I think, for us had really bitten, and it's very difficult to know whether your commercial buyers, when you go at kind of corporate level, you're talking to quite large companies, and you're asking them whether they would renew your contract, for example, to supply cakes.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to know whether the recession really is the reason, or whether it's the reason that they might be citing in terms of, negotiation.
Yeah.
So you can't really argue against that, but it makes things really tricky. So when we go into negotiation with the more corporate customers, they are driving an extremely hard bargain. Right,
and because you might suspect that it was the recession and you will bend over backwards to help them.
Precisely.
Yeah.
We've got, workforce to pay, and interestingly, also in times of recession, I hadn't realised this, but I've learned that there's very often an uplift in tabletop enterprises starting up.
Right.
And that's been very true, and the huge interest in baking, which is brilliant for the industry, but it makes us really work hard.
Yeah, she said through gritted teeth, all these people setting up their cupcake businesses.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's made us work really hard, and I think that certainly some of the customers that we're working with, it used to be a case of we simply provided the cakes at a price. We would negotiate that price, and then it would either go forwards or it wouldn't. But now they're much more increasingly looking to us to do product development for them, which we call at-risk work. They may not necessarily take that product on, but you've developed things and spent that time and resource on it.
Well, talking to you, it always seems like you've tried to press forward, and even over the last year, I think you had the cookbook about this time last year, which is the first time you did that. You're moving into cake mix. You've got this new granola bar on the go?
Yeah, that's true also, and that's a tricky one because we've always been, although we're gluten-free, we are still really bad for you, to be blunt.
You're a cake,
Yeah, well, we always said you want to be healthy, you would have an apple, or you'd go to the fruit bowl. It is cake at the end of the day, but having said that, there's a really significant movement towards the use of non-refined sugars.
Right.
So we're looking at quite a lot of interesting stuff at the moment, including something called stevia, which is a ground-up leaf from the stevia plant, low GI, low glycemic loading as well, but quite interesting. It's very, very difficult to get it to behave as you'd like in a baked cake, but it's coming along, and it's quite exciting for us. There
is some crazy stuff out there. A friend of mine baked a cake over the weekend. We had it as pudding at a sort of celebratory dinner party thing, and she said, you'll never guess what it's made out of, and after several wrong guesses, she said beans.
Oh,
this cake
really?
was made out of some kind of black beans, but she's Canadian and a bit weird, so less said about that the better. Well, look, I'm glad that things are going well, within reason, and hopefully things will start to turn a corner for you and for everyone in 2013.
Yeah, no, thanks so much. I'm sure they will.
And we'll keep following your progress, Emma. It's lovely to talk to you. Emma Goss-Custard, director of Honeybuns Bakery in Sherborne, our Drives Lives guest tonight.